Greetings and welcome to my channel, Act 2, Life After 50. My name is Brene Bradley and I'm a life, health, and wellness coach with a special mission and ministry to support women who are mature women, over 50-ish, 40-ish, something like that. There's no hard, fast rule. But I just want to be support of women, bringing information, bringing activities, being a one-on-one coach, just to be a support to other women out there that are living their best life in the second half of their life. So that's what I do. And I do these videos and I do activities here in Atlanta once a month. We have social activities. We do all kinds of things. So you can just find me at brenebradley@yahoo.com and I will hook you up with something. In the meantime, today our topic is say no to 5 dangerous scams. Before we get into the content, I just want to ask you, please, 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 to like the video. Like it now. Don't wait till the end because you'll forget, because I always forget. Like it now. You can share it. You can subscribe. You can do all those things. Make comments and I'll reply to your comments. If you do it pretty soon, don't wait a long time. Anyway, so let's get into it. Say no. How do you say no to these 5 dangerous scams? So the first one, all of this is around identity theft. The category is people stealing your identity and doing things for themselves, and you end up having to pay for it. So the first one I want to talk about is credit scams. These have been around forever and ever. A couple of the things that I'm going to talk about today are rather new, but this one's been around forever, where people open up credit in your name. They get your number, they get your social security number some kind of way, and then they open up credit. They buy houses, they buy cars, they pay their bills, they buy tires, they do all kinds of things. I've even been told that they can change the deed on your home and it ends up going, that it ends up being in their name. So you don't want that to happen. Here's recommendations on how you can combat that. So the first one is to freeze your credit accounts with the 3 credit bureaus. That's Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion. It's very easy process. You just go on, you can either do it by an app on your phone or go into the computer. I don't think you can call them and do this. I didn't do it that way. And then you just freeze your credit so that if anyone tries to run credit to open up a new account of some kind, they won't be able to. But when you want to use it, you can just go back into your account, do a temporary unfreeze, do what you're going to do, then go back and freeze it again, or you can actually schedule it to refreeze itself. That's what I do. I say, okay, I want to go buy something or whatever, and probably something I don't need. But anyway, buy something, and then I just tell it to refreeze tomorrow. That way I don't have to think about it and try to remember to go back and refreeze it. They cannot get to it if it's frozen. The next thing I want to tell you about is do not click on any unsolicited links in a text or an email. I almost got scammed just the other day. I got an email from something that they said it was my daughter. I'm sorry, it was a text from my daughter. And it was saying, oh, Mom, I'm having a bad day. My phone is messed up. I'm going to have to get a new number. Click on this. Text me back at this number. But something told me like, that doesn't sound right. So anyway, I called her friend. I didn't call her. Goodness. I texted her friend and said, did Tina lose her phone? And she was like, I don't know. And then I just called my daughter. At first, I was kind of afraid to call her number, but I called her number. Sure enough, she hadn't, it was all a scam. So I just deleted that text message. So you don't want to click on, as soon as you click on it, they have you then. They can get your information as soon as you click on that link on an unsolicited text message or email. Even if it's just one that you get that says, if you don't want to get any more of these text messages, just click stop. Do not do that. Don't respond in any way, just delete. Then the next thing you can do is you can use long, unique passwords to various accounts. Now, I used to hate to do that. I had shorter ones that I could remember, and I pretty much honestly use the same one all the time and just like change the last number or something. But now I know that the scamming people can just, once they get one of your passwords, they can just guess at the last number or make changes and things like that. Or if they get your birthday too, a lot of us use birthdays with it. Or so you don't want to use any of those things. You want to use a unique number for each of your passwords, and then use your password manager that you can have a Google account. Maybe you have a protection ID protection service, and they have password managers, or you have a binder at home where you have all of your information. But do not put it on your phone. Do not put your vital information in your phone the way I used to do, thinking that it just made it easier for me. But no, I didn't realize at the time that there's a way for people to actually take over my phone, and I'm going to talk to you about that. The last thing I want to say, and I'm going to bring this up several times, and that's to employ or buy a identity protection service. So I know most people have heard of LifeLock, but there's a lot of other ones out there that are reputable, high quality. There's even some as low as $10 a month. I have Aurora. It's Aura, not Aurora. Aura. That's AURA. And it's like $10 a month or something like that for them to watch my all of the internet and the black web and all of that, to make sure that my information isn't there. The main thing they do that I really, really like is that $1 million worth of insurance goes with the plan. So if somebody breaks into my world and takes my identity and they go and spend $100,000 on something, and I'm hassling with the bank trying to prove it wasn't me and all this, I have insurance through my identity protection service to pay for that. If I have to get an investigator, if I have to get a lawyer to fight it, it can do all of that. And I think that's a great service, but you do your own due diligence on that. Next thing we want to talk about is SIM swapping. Now, some of my friends, I sent a video out a couple of days ago about SIM swapping. That's SIM, your SIM card in your phone. So you have the SIM card in your phone, but your phone company also has a remote SIM. So they have all of your information as well. So what these people do is they call your phone company once they get a little bit of information from you. So let's say they go to the black web and they find out your email, some of the passwords you've used in the past. They might have even found your mother's maiden name. And so they contact the phone company and they say, I want to switch my SIM information to a new number. Well, they'll say, well, what's your mother's maiden name? Or what's your birthday? Or what's the last four of your, and they have this information because they stole it or bought it on the black web. And so they will send an authentication number to the phone. Once they send the authentication number, they can just click on that number and take over all of the information from your phone. Their phone becomes your phone. So any phone calls you get, anything will no longer come to you. It will go to them. Now, I might not have explained that well, but take my word for it or look it up yourself. And this thing happens with the SIM swapping. They are able to just, through convincing your phone company to switch the information, boom, their phone is now your phone. So now all they have to do is call your bank and say they want to wire transfer some money, right? And so let's say $20,000, $10,000, $5,000, whatever. They probably start off low to see what you have in there. Then your bank is going to send them to the phone an authentication code that they have to submit back to the bank before the bank will do it. Well, they have your phone. And so now they have that authentication number, and all they have to do is send that number back to the bank, and boom, your account is gone, and it's going to look like you authenticated that. So here's some things that you can do about that. The first thing you can do is ask for your phone company to give you a PIN to your phone information. Not any other way but a PIN number, and make it a nice long PIN number that no one would be able to guess what this PIN number is, or they can even give you one that they have. But have a PIN associated with your telephone number so that no one can claim they are you without that PIN number. That's the first thing. The second thing you do is when they swap your SIM card, your phone will go dead. You won't be able to use your phone. And you might think, oh, this is just something's wrong with my phone again. I'll take care of it tonight when I get home. No, that means that they've taken over your phone. So you must contact your financial institutions right away. As soon as that happens, worry about the phone later, but make sure you contact and let them know that you believe that someone has stolen your ID, and you want to put a freeze on everything until you get it worked out. So that's another thing that you can do. And like I said before, another step is to not keep your personal identification and passwords and important information on your phone. Because once you do that, they got everything they need to become you, in other words. Last thing, I just want to say it again, really consider some kind of identity protection service. I'm not sponsored by anybody. I just think it's a great thing to do. The next scam that's out there is what I call the government scam. That's when you get a letter or an email that looks like an official government email, or some kind of official letter that threatens you, that says your taxes are behind, or there's a problem with your this, that, and the other. And they want you to call a number, or if it's an email, they want you to press a link. Same thing as before. Do not do that. Do not respond at all to anything that, like if you're on Social Security and you get a Social Security letter and it looks like your other Social Security letters, that's not what I'm talking about. That's something that is unsolicited. You really don't know what are these people talking about. Do not respond. Call the agency. Don't choose the number they gave you. Go on the internet, find out what the official phone number is, and track down that information and determine whether or not it is an authentic letter or email. I called to find out if government agencies, I did a little research to see if government agencies sometimes send emails instead of sending you a hard copy. I used to think that they didn't, that they would only send you a hard copy, but they do. They also send emails. So you want to make sure that it is the real deal and you're not falling into some kind of scam. And another thing that I do that you may want to consider is I keep a notebook on all of my government contacts. So I keep the name, the phone number, and the date of a person that I talk to whenever I have to call a government agency to take care of some business, just so that you have, some documentation that you checked into something. So if it looks like the government sent it, maybe they didn't. The next one we're going to talk about real quickly is too good to be true deals. If it sounds too good to be true, it's too good to be true. And there is a telltale sign. That's when they'll either call you on the phone, or sometimes they go door to door. They're fast talking you. You got to take this deal right now, or the deal's going to go away. It's only for this phone call. Everybody in your neighborhood is doing this. Don't get caught with that. Doesn't matter if everybody else in the neighborhood is doing it. If it's unsolicited and you don't need a new roof, then don't get a new roof just because everybody else is getting a new roof. You want to make sure that you are only entertaining solicited vendors, that people that you are looking for them, not them coming to you trying to sell you something. Do your own research. Anytime you deal with a vendor or some company you want to check their ratings. You can still do the Better Business Bureau, those kinds of things. But don't let them fast talk you, because that's how they get paid, is talking you into spending your money. The last one I want to talk about right quick is you won. You won. You're the one. It's the lottery and you won it. All you have to do is click on this link. All you have to do is pay the shipping for the something or other. When they say you won like that and you didn't sign up for something, you didn't win. They're trying to win. We don't want to do that. But what you want to do is you do want to verify the legitimacy. Either you can just throw it in the trash can, delete it, or if you really feel like it might be real, you want to check the legitimacy. That happened to me one time. I know stuff is always happening to me. One time I thought that it was not real and they kept sending me letters. It was an attorney saying there was some unclaimed money for you. And I just kept throwing away the letters. And then finally I was like, you know what? I think I'm going to check this out. Lo and behold, when I checked it out, it was real. So that's all I have for you today. Those are the 5 things, the 5 scams that you can just avoid altogether. Take care. God bless.